right, my clock just hit the top of the hour, so I'll get us started and people can trickle in if they'd like to during my intro spiel. But hi, everyone, and welcome to today's Advisor Today webinar. My name is Kevin Velasquez, and I'm a Senior Marketing Manager here at NAFA. A few housekeeping items before we dive in, just so everyone knows, today's webinar is being recorded. So if you weren't able to make it, have to drop out early, or you just want to watch this presentation again, this recording will be sent out to everyone who registered in the next couple of days. In that email, we'll also include a survey, and we'd really appreciate your feedback so we know what kind of content you'd like to see from Advisor Today in the future. If at any point you have a question about Toby's presentation, feel free to ask it using the Q&A feature, and we'll leave some time at the end to go through those questions and give you your answers. And if you do happen to enjoy today's webinar and want similar content, you can always watch past Advisor Today webinars on demand in the archives, listen to our newly launched podcast, read articles for the modern advisor, and more by going to at.nafa.org. So without further ado, I will turn the virtual floor over to Toby Kominek from LifeSecure so he can tell you a bit more about who he is and what he'll be talking about today. He is having a few technical difficulties, so his camera isn't working, but I assure you he is there and he is actively engaged. So Toby, take it away.
All right. Well, thanks, Kevin, and thank you. Thanks everybody for joining in. And I really appreciate the time and being able to spread a little information, knowledge about LifeSecure, kind of what we're doing and how our supplemental products can help you, grow your business and more importantly, provide, solutions for your clients. It might be friends, family, your existing clients, maybe small business owners. So we're talking a little bit about, what agents are doing today and how that can benefit, you and your clients as well. So first and foremost, my name is Toby Kominek. I'm the National Sales Manager for LifeSecure Insurance Company. If you have any questions or concerns about this PowerPoint or anything about our company, feel free to email or give me a call. As we jump in here, I'm going to talk a little bit about LifeSecure, who we are, what we do. So we are a financially strong, fast-growing, stable company. We really focus day one on innovation and technology. We've been in the market for about 15 years now. And really what we're doing is building a suite of products to help make sales stickier. So that could be your health sale, it could be a life sale. We all know that if you bundle or sell multiple products to a client, you're going to build that relationship. It's going to be stickier and it's going to help you grow your business and also help you get referrals. That's kind of part of this conversation today is how do you ask those questions to help clients and how do you get additional referrals from selling this type of business. So LifeSecure, we are majority owned by the largest health insurer in the state of Michigan. You guys could probably guess who that might be. We have a national footprint. We're in 48 states right now. We do not sell in New York State or Florida. We do pay commissions weekly. And in terms of how we process business, everything's done electronically and we can issue policies within 1 to 3 business days. So a very quick turnaround for the clients. So we keep them engaged, get them covered, but also for you, you provide that solution, check the box, and you guys also get paid very quickly on these ancillary product lines. So a little bit about supplemental. Obviously, we all are touched by this or know friends, family, clients that have had or are dealing with, cancer, heart attack, stroke, or injury. So we've all touched by this. If we haven't, we will be. So trying to provide education, solutions, and proper guidance to the clients is kind of what we all do for a living. And what we're doing here at LifeSecure is trying to fill some of those gaps with some products that can really help those folks out. What can these products do? Obviously, they can complement health insurance. A lot of people out there have high deductible plans or maybe short-term medical plans or some sort of maybe a gap plan between, maybe they're between coverage, between jobs. A lot of times we look at spouses that may be over 65 and the other is under 65. So there may be some reasons there that they need some help to get them by for a few years. So these plans can really help bridge that gap or provide additional coverage that they might need to cover out-of-pocket expenses. The nice thing I love about our plans is they pay quickly and they pay a cash benefit to the policyholder. So they can utilize those funds however they need to. So if they're off work for a couple of weeks, maybe they need it for a mortgage payment, that is their money to choose what and how they use it. Last but not least, these plans can provide essential, financial support, be it for additional treatment or maybe traveling to see specialists. So just flexibility and opportunity. Touched on this briefly, but here is our product portfolio right now. You'll see long-term care. That's a product that we started with. We still sell long-term care in the worksite only, but we've got very good at that space. So we can sell the accident, hospital indemnity, critical illness to individuals and in the worksite. So if you only deal with the worksite, we have some options there. If you only sell individually, accident, HR, CI, we can sell to your individual clients, and that could be, like I touched on, family, friend, your existing book of business. In terms of issue ages, they're all going to start at 18. So our accidents, 18 to 74, critical illness, 18 to 70, hospital indemnity can be sold 18 to 85. Accident is always going to be guaranteed issue because we pay off an accident. Critical illness will cover 9 covered conditions, including skin cancer. And hospital indemnity is going to pay anywhere from a daily benefit from $100 to $900 a day, and it is guaranteed renewable for life. In most states, we do have guaranteed issue for people aging into Medicare, so 64 and a half through their 66th year. I'll touch a little more on that. But that can be a great tool to help clients that might have some questionable health history. So when we talk about solutions, sometimes they're limited. This hospital indemnity plan can be a great piece to help plug in and offset some of their medical expenses. I want to show just a brief example. We all know somebody with a high deductible plan. With Blue Cross, it can be a bronze plan, or any insurance carrier today has, we'll say gold, silver, bronze type of products. In this example, the client has $8,100 medical deductible or out-of-pocket maximum. And when we're talking about working with a client, finding a solution, often it is, if you had, let's say, a $5,000 out-of-pocket expense, how are you going to pay for that? Or you might have clients sitting down with you, if you're a PNC agent, talking to you about maybe their four-wheeler or boat, whatever it may be. And in question, they just bring up their health insurance because they're worried about it. If that $5,000 expense hits, their checkbook tomorrow, how are they going to pay for it? Do they have the money to cover it? Do they have to put it on a payment plan? If it's something they're worried about, we can provide solutions. So in this plan, this is a 45-year-old male, non-smoker. It's a $10,000 accident, $25,000 CI plan, and a $300 daily benefit for a hospital indemnity plan. All three of these plans put together, paired with their high deductible plan, can provide a great space cushion or cover those out-of-pocket expenses. And it's right around $80 a month. We've seen that $80 price points, very affordable, and usually something that clients will look at and find value in. Once you go above 80, it gets a little more, a little bit harder to position. So we'll start at that $80 price point a month. And if maybe they see more value in one of the plans, so maybe they have it's a younger family with kids and they really like the features of the accident plan, like, oh, my kids are in sports. Last year we had multiple injuries. Wow, this would have been great. Well, for this particular client, they could get that for around, $1 a day. So $39 a month, they could just have the accident plan. But what I've also seen is, agents that sell a lot of this they fall into, let's say, a sweet spot. Maybe they like the $5,000 accident with a $300 daily benefit for a hospital indemnity plan. Whatever works for you is great because you're going to help offset some of those costs rather than absolutely nothing. So that client don't come to you and say, hey, I have a $5,000 out of pocket. I can't afford it. Now what? You can provide solutions to them. One of the reasons we paired up with NAIFA and wanted to talk about these plans is, we understand there's a lot of financial advisors on the phone today. We have a lot of P&C agents, maybe agents that don't really focus on health. But let's just remember, all of the clients that we sit down with or our family, friends, they all have concerns about their health care, or maybe questions about how it works, or, hey, my company just rolled out a high deductible plan last year and our deductibles, $6,000, $8,000, $10,000, whatever it is. We just want to be able to give you the tools to help provide some solutions for those clients. So it doesn't matter if you specialize in it. We do everything electronically. It's very easy and simple to do. You can assist and help your client enroll. We can also set up the ability for a self-service portal. So maybe you have a conversation with one of your clients about the accident plan. They like it. Maybe they want to learn more about it. You build out a quote, send them the e-quote. They can look at it at home. There's videos, plan at a glance, additional information built into that email. I'll show you a copy of it later, but it's very simple and very easy to understand and very easy for you as an agent to explain it and help provide that solution for your client. So how's the accident plan work? Very easy. We choose a benefit bank amount, $100 increments. Minimum is $2,500. Maximum is $15,000 for an individual, $25,000 for a couple or family. All of the benefit can be used by one family member. So family means, 2 adults and a child, or 10 children. We don't care how many there are. It's just capped at whatever benefit bank amount you choose, and that will reset January 1 of each year. Annual deductible is $0 or $500. I usually, for $4 or $5 more a month, I always lean towards the $0 deductible. It's easier to understand. They get paid day one if they have a claim. Brief example here just shows 2 accidents, John and Mary. John's riding his bike, gets hurt. Mary's out running, pulls a muscle. Good thing is John has a $15,000 benefit bank with his accident plan. Mary, unfortunately, does not. They have the same medical expense coverage bills. So they go to the hospital, look at all their bills. They each have $9,000. Their out-of-pocket's the same. They have other physical therapies, co-pays, other things that are the same. But at the end of this, their out-of-pocket cost is $6,000. Mary has to find a way to cut that check or pay that bill or set up a payment plan. She's not real happy about it. Flip side is John had our accident plan. We're going to pay off the EOB from the hospital. So he fills out his claim form, send us the bill. We're going to cut him a check for $9,000. We do not coordinate with any other insurances. So even if he got hurt on the job and that was a workers' comp claim, we're going to cut that check for the hospital bills of $9,000. Now you say, what does he do with that extra $3,000? Well, we pay them. So that extra $3,000, if he's off work for, let's say, 2 months, or he needs daycare, or he needs to drive somewhere and see a specialist, he can use that $3,000 for whatever he needs it for. If he doesn't need it, he can just save it, put it in the bank, use it for something else. So again, we're providing flexibility in this coverage and also easy solutions for the clients and benefits that they're going to understand. I have a snapshot of our assessment flyers today for each product, and we're going to be sending these out after the presentation. But you'll see there's just some basic questions in here. And really one of the key ones is, how would you cover an out-of-pocket medical expense, of $5,000 or more? And you can tweak that, if the client's out-of-pocket's 6 or 8 or whatever it may be for them, you can just ask, hey, if you max that out, how are you going to pay for that bill? And see what they say. Find out what's important to them, and then try to build a supplemental solution in that's, number one, affordable and makes sense for that particular client. And you might be thinking about, hey, last year, I was at my son's lacrosse game and he got hurt, broke his collarbone, cost me $4,200. There's a really good chance our accident plan would have cut a check to you and would have covered those bills. So there's a lot of different scenarios, and each of us have our own that would fit into this and help when the accident or some sort of problem occurs. So that's our accident plan. Let's jump briefly and go over each of our products. Next is critical illness. So critical illness insurance, how does it work? Ours is based on covered conditions. So we're going to pick a benefit amount, figure out what that benefit amount is, and what it does, it's going to pay off 9 covered conditions. Now, we can get into this later and do a little more training on exactly how it works, but just to give you an idea, our specified diseases are heart attack, stroke, coronary artery disease, invasive cancer, carcinoma in situ, prostate cancer, skin cancer, end-stage renal failure, and major organ failure. We could pay off of those diseases. But first and foremost, we're building a plan. There's a $5,000 minimum plan, and we can go in $5,000 increments all the way up to the max benefit of $10,000. Also, we have a health screening benefit. So there's over 30 plus wellness procedures a year. Whoever's covered on the plan, if they go and get these screening benefits, they can send in this form and receive $50 each year that they have the plan. So again, nice little built-in feature. So how does our plan work? Here's just a brief example of someone who buys a plan. Maybe they had it for 20 years, but unfortunately for them, they had a couple different diseases that happen. So our plan has a built-in disease or subsequent diagnosis of a disease or reoccurrence benefit of the same disease. So this can often be a rider for other carriers. Ours is built in, but it's very nice. So it'll show you how someone can get paid multiple times by having this plan in place. So this particular client gets diagnosed with invasive cancer. Their benefit bank was $10,000. So 100% payout would be a $10,000 benefit. 6 months, or let's say a year later, they end up having a heart attack. So this is a different disease. So a subsequent diagnosis of a different disease, you get paid out again at $10,000. A few years later, they're treatment free. The cancer returns. With our reoccurrence benefit, it pay out half of what the original payout was. So they get $5,000. And skin cancer, we built into this plan as well. It's very common, but it's a one and done. Skin cancer is a 5% payout. So this client also got a $500 payout. So let's say over a 10-year period, there was multiple claims made off the critical illness plan. Off of the $10,000 benefit bank, this client's total benefit payout equaled $25,500. So some nice built-in features with our CI plan. Really has value, and once a client uses it, they can really see, hey, this was nice, it worked to help offset my costs, and they can keep it until age 75. So here, another side-by-side example of 2 clients, one that has a critical illness plan and one that does not. So Sarah has a $25,000 benefit bank. And what this can do is help just provide that financial support for her so she can focus on recovery and not all of her bills and finances. So again, out-of-pocket costs are the same, $13,500. Travel expenses, meals, missed work, wages, childcare, $4,500. Total out-of-pocket cost, let's just say, I'm sure this is very low, but if they both got diagnosed with cancer, they're dealing with it for a long period of time. They each have bills totaling $18,000. Sarah, if she had invasive cancer, had the plan in place, 100% of her benefit bank would be $25,000. So again, we cut a check for $25,000 to her. She can utilize the funds however she needs to, and the overage in this example would be $7,000. I'm sure there's going to be other expenses or time off work or things that she needed that money for. Again, the flexibility is there to use it however she needs to. And unfortunately for David, he's going to have to find a way or maybe set up a payment plan to cover his total out-of-pocket expenses. So just a brief sample of how critical illness can fit a niche or a need for the client. On this assessment flyer, our first question kind of looks more at a serious illness. So which serious illness or disease has impacted your circle of friends or maybe someone in your family? That can start the conversation. You can talk to them and see, what exactly is the client worried about? What unexpected emotion or maybe financial strain is that was put on that household due to that critical illness? And really what we're trying to do is ask the right questions to see what product or products are going to be the best fit for each client. So last but not least, our hospital indemnity plan. We are actually launching a new plan the end of July this year. And what I really like is it provides more flexibility. You can dial in kind of the benefit bank amount as well as the number of days covered. So if you do deal with maybe some of your friends or families on, maybe a Med Advantage zero premium plan, we can really dial this in to cover their out-of-pocket stay, for the hospital. Say it's a 6-day copay. We can drill down to exactly what they need and cover the amount of time that they have exposure in their Medicare plan. So you can sell this 1875. So again, you can build bigger plans maybe for younger folks on short-term medical, or in some scenarios, even clients with no health insurance, they can buy these supplemental plans. So again, ways to provide solutions for them, as well as maybe some people that run small businesses and looking for some added tools to help keep their employees engaged and keep them employed. So how's the new plan work? Well, it's a cash benefit that's going to pay for days confined in the hospital up to the number of days selected. So you can choose 3, 6, 10, or 21 days per covered family member. And multiple stays in that period would count towards that initial confinement. Once they're out of the hospital for 60 days in a row, that number of days will reset. So let's just say you pick a 6-day plan. Your client goes in the hospital for 10 days. LifeSecure is going to pay 6 days worth. They get out. They're out for 65 days, go back in. Well, their number of days is going to reset. They'll be able to utilize the plan again. So it just continues to keep rolling and refreshing as time goes on. So very simple. The other optional riders here on our plan are a lump sum hospital admission rider benefit, outpatient surgery benefit, rehab and skilled nursing. This was a really great one on our old plan. We extended it. So now they have 2 options. You can choose 1 to 20 days or 21 to 100 days to cover kind of that donut hole around skilled nursing and Medicare. The question usually is, do they have to pick one? Well, they do, or they can pick both. So they could pick 1 to 100 days if they'd like to add both of those riders. We also have an ER and ambulance rider, as well as an outpatient diagnostic exam rider. Brief example of how it works. Your client would choose a daily benefit amount, $100 to $900 daily benefit will go in increments of $10. So you can really drill down. And then they're going to pick that 3, 6, 10, or 21-day period. So in this example, Sam selects a daily benefit of $500 with a 10-day period. He's hospitalized for 4 days from a back surgery. So we see the daily benefit of $500, 4 days of hospitalization. LifeSecure is going to cut him a check for $2,000. Again, money in the pocket. Sam can use it however he sees fit. Let's say he's released from the hospital, greater than 60 days, those days are going to reset. So his length of time will end up resetting and he can utilize it again whenever he needs to. We also pay for treatment and observation. A lot of times people go in, seek treatment. We think, hey, they're going to be admitted for a few days. They're only held for observation for a day or two. Well, this plan will also pay that same daily cash benefit up to 6 days per calendar year for observation. This particular benefit will reset January 1, and that observation will count towards hospital day confinement. So in this example, Sam has an allergic reaction to a plan. He's treated in observation, held for several hours, and released. So it's really a 1-day observation. Sam had selected the $500 daily benefit. In this scenario, he will get $500. Because he had a 6-day plan, 1 was utilized, he'll still have 5 days until that 61st day and the plan resets. So again, very nice, very easy and simple to understand, simple for you to explain to the client. Here's a hospital indemnity client assessment form. Really what we're worried about here is going in the hospital, being able to co-fund or pay whatever out-of-pocket expenses may be. So the question may be, if you know the client's had some health history, how many times have you or your family been, in the hospital or experienced a serious illness or injury that caused you to have an extended stay in the hospital? That might open up the conversation, and the next question is going to be, well, how would you cover, those out-of-pocket expenses? I mean, this might be a good reason to sell them a hospital indemnity plan, or maybe pair an accident plan with hospital indemnity. Just remember, with our hospital indemnity plan, we do have kind of for your Medicare, we call them T65, people aging in, a guaranteed issue component. In most states, that's going to be 64.5 to 66. The client can choose any benefit amount, so $100 to $900 a day, 3, 6, 10, 21 days, guaranteed issue. This plan is guaranteed renewable for life. So once they have that plan in place, as long as they pay for it, it's theirs to keep. So another great feature built into our hospital indemnity plan. So that's the 3 products we're talking about today. Where can you pair them? It can work well with high deductible health plans, with your Med Advantage clients, with clients that are trying to bridge a gap and get between jobs, or maybe they don't have insurance at all. We can look at adding these to help, give them some coverage or additional coverage. The nice thing about them, we don't have to sell them during open enrollment. You can sell these plans year-round. You ask a couple questions and you can help sell and provide solutions. Help provide a solution for what your client's worried about. And it's one-stop shopping. We have these 3 plans built on a quote chassis, so you can quote and apply for 1, 2, or all 3 of them in one application. So in terms of doing business with us, very simple, very easy. We have that quote tool. You can do it in one setting. Clients can sign apps electronically, remotely, so they can text to sign, you can email to sign. We have no application fees. We can set them up on EFT and credit card. We have paperless delivery options, so if you have clients that do everything on the computer, just a link we send them, they click on it and they pull up a policyholder portal. It's really just like your agent portal. So when you get appointed with us, you're going to have your own portal. You can log in, take apps, save quotes, track your business, track your commissions. We have reports built in there, so you can track all your business and all your commissions. Everything's right at your fingertips. And fast and easy. Turnaround times, we can typically issue a policy within 1 to 3 business days. Talked about our e-sign feature. This is available for all products. Also inside our portal, if you look under videos, so once you get appointed with us, go in there and look at videos. We have voiceover PowerPoints. We have other videos and tutorials that are all in there to make it simple and easy to navigate. One thing I want to express is we also have a chat feature, which is very nice. If you're working with a client, maybe they throw a question at you, you're not quite sure how to answer. You can chat with agent support, licensing, policyholder services, and typically they're going to have answers for you, within 30 seconds to a minute. They're very good, and they're always available through the chat feature, or you can call agent support anytime. Here's a snapshot of our quoting tool, so just some screenshots out of there. Very easy. So you can select, or if you want to get rid of one, deselect the plan. But you'll see accident, critical illness, hospital recovery on the left. The plan design will be built out below. And then on the top right corner, you're going to have the breakout, the monthly premiums for each plan. And once you get down to the bottom, it's going to have a total for all 3. So very easy, straightforward. If you screen share, work remotely with clients, it's very nice. Also, if you're sitting at a desk in your office and maybe you have 2 screens or a way that you can easily show the client while you're working with them, very simple, very easy, and allows you to process these applications and help get them covered. I brought this particular feature up, but our email to quote application. So if you're working with a client, or maybe they want to think it over, or you're talking to them on the phone, and you build out, any of our products. This particular example shows you a 42-year-old that has a $2,500 benefit bank for an accident plan. It's going to cost them $22.71 a month, and with a $0 deductible. You'll see on the left shows some additional information. They can click on that link and watch a video about how the plan works. They can also click on our plan at a glance and go through in detail, if they'd like to read it as well. And if they're ready and want to move forward, they can push the apply now button and self-enroll. So if this is coming out of your portal, you're appointed with us, it's going to have all of your information built into this e-quote and allow the client, to self-enroll. And once it's done, it'll alert you that the policy was submitted, and that policy will end up, being tracked and housed inside your agent portal. So again, very simple and very easy. Last but not least, I touched on credit card EFT. We've tracked a lot of this and really have found, it's a win-win for us and for you and your clients. It's less of a headache. I know with credit cards, sometimes there can be a fair amount of turnover, or maybe a card gets hacked and they have to cancel it and sign up for a new one. That can create some issues with keeping policies on the books. So what we have noticed is the client's willing and will set and was agreeable to setting up EFT, by all means. If you go down that road, it's going to help keep your policies on the books much longer, and it creates less turnover for the client and less headaches for them to try to move payment methods around. So with that being said, I'd like to open it up for questions. I know, Kevin, if you're still out there, by all means, thank you. I appreciate the time, and would like to go through any additional questions we might have before we wrap up today.
Yeah, we do have a few. So the first question, someone asked regarding your accident plan for a family, does it include minor children that may get hurt?
Great question. Yes, it does. So the 18 to 75 or 74 that is for an individual to apply. So an individual must be 18, but the family plan, it could be an adult and a child or multiple children. But yes, that will cover them all the way down to, newborn infants. So yes, it will cover your children under age 18.
Great, thanks. Next question is, do you have marketing materials for agent use?
Oh, most definitely. We have a lot of information built into our agent portal. So I would say reach out to myself or our regionals. We can get you, we have a training portal. So if you'd like to go in and just kind of look around and see what's there, but if not, and you want to get appointed, once you get into the LifeSecure agent portal, it's very simple. We got like 8 tiles on there, and one is sales and marketing material. Click on that. We have a bunch of great stuff prepackaged and built right in there. So yeah, we have a lot of good stuff.
Awesome. Next one is, does the member show confirmation of primary insurance plan?
There are only a couple of states that require minimum essential coverage, I believe, and it's product specific. So I know California and Minnesota have a couple of requirements there, but most states do not require health insurance to buy these plans.
Yeah, they've clarified they're in California. That makes a difference.
Okay, and I don't have it in front of me, but I believe it's just one product. So I'll send you the product availability chart as well, Kevin, so you can send that out, but that has the breakdown on it.
Great, perfect.
Yep.
Next one is, what type of accident is not covered if kids play sports in high school?
Almost all sporting activities would be covered. A scenario that would not be covered would be professional athletes, paid athletes. There are some exclusions, which would be like skydiving, bungee jumping, more extreme sports. But if it's just general, junior high, high school sports, kids being kids, those are going to be covered.
Great, awesome. And the last ones we have are people just wanted a reminder of how to get an appointment with LifeSecure, and it'd be helpful if you could just put your info back up on the screen for people.
All right, let me scroll back to the beginning.
Yep, and I'll be sure to include Toby's information into the email that will go out in a few days with all the recording and the document. We'll be sure to put his contact info as well, but it's also up on the screen for those that want a bit more immediacy.
Yeah, and we'll also be sending out an apply now, or more or less a PDF flyer on how to get appointed with LifeSecure. So you can click on that. It'll walk you through any appointment, and you can also reach out to our agent licensing team through that document as well. So
awesome.
Very easy.
Yep. Well, those are all the questions that we had in the chat. So if there are no others, we'll get out of here a little bit early so everyone can enjoy an extra 25 minutes of their day. So thank you, Toby. Thank you, everyone, for attending, and I hope everyone has a fantastic day.
Awesome. Thanks, Kevin.